Welcome back to English is Easier with Amal. Today we are going to study the present perfect tense. How do we form the present perfect tense? The present perfect tense consists of verb to have in the present, which is have or has, plus the main verb in the past participle. And when we say the past participle, we mean, for example, when we say go, went is the past and gone is the past participle. Let's look at our example here. For example, we say he has visited this place before. As you can see, I have has, which is verb to have in the present, plus visited, the main verb in the past participle. Another example is when we say they have been friends for many years. Have is verb to have in the present and been is the main verb in the past participle. Next thing is, when do we use the present perfect tense? First condition is we use the present perfect tense to describe an action that started in the past and continues to the present. For example, here we can say, I have lived here for 10 years. This means that I started or I moved here 10 years ago and I still live here until this moment. Next thing is we also use the present perfect tense to describe an action that has just finished, and we use the keyword here, just. For example, we can say we have just finished our lunch. Have is verb to have in the present, finished is the main verb in the past participle, and as you can see here we put just between them. Another example is when we say they have just eaten all the pizza, and we have here another example that says we have just arrived from London. We can use the contraction with the present perfect tense. If you remember, the contraction means the short form. So for example here, instead of saying he has gone for a walk, we can just say he's gone for a walk. How do we form the negative with the present perfect tense? The negative with the present perfect tense is very easy. We just add not to has. For example, here we say she has not met him yet. We can use the contraction with the negative form. The contraction again means a shorter form. For example, instead of saying they have not drunk green tea, we can just say they haven't drunk green tea. So we just make it shorter. Next thing is that there is another negative form with the present perfect tense. With this one, we use the word never. For example, here we say, they have never taken a ride in the woods. So instead of using not, we can use never. There is a third negative form with the present perfect tense. For example, here we say, Anne hasn't finished her homework yet. So we use the contraction with hasn't, and then we use the past participle finished, and then we use yet. Next is, how do we form the question with the present perfect tense? If we look at our example here, it says, where has she been? So we just put has before the subject she, and this makes us or help us to form the question. So here, instead of saying she has been, we can say has she been. Let's look at another way of making or forming a question in the present perfect tense. We use the verb ever we use the word ever. So in the example here we say, have you ever seen a lion? And as you can see also, we put have before the subject you, and then we put the main verb see in the past participle. What are the key words to the present perfect tense? As we mentioned before, there are a few words that help us use the present perfect tense or make us expect to see the present perfect tense if we are reading. So the words here are already, just, recently, so far, ever, never, since, for, and yet. This slide we finish our lesson today. Please remember to subscribe, share, or like. And until I see you next time, have a wonderful time. Bye.